Nice.
When you think back to your childhood, what do you think of? Fortunately for me, there's a lot of happy things, including the simple joy that came with selecting a shiny round disc and placing it into a disk drive, hearing it whir to life and the autorun popping up on the screen to signify the start of an adventure. Each time I did that, I knew I was about to have the time of my life. I particularly miss when laptops would come fully equipped with a disk drive, ready to eat discs right up. Using physical discs stored in physical cases was and still is a big part of my life. During my childhood, part of that was using cd-roms. Compact disc read-only memory. If there was a museum for these things, I'd bash through the door in an instant. I'd rush straight to that bizarre and weird section and suck it all in. But alas, drowning myself in nostalgia and going down rabbit holes on the internet will have to do for now. Although at this point, do I have to preface what a CD-ROM is? Just in case? CD-ROMs contained data. They were more resistant than the previously used floppy disk. The capacity and speed improved dramatically and it felt like anything was now possible. I mean, CD-ROMs had a whopping 700 megabytes of space on average. However, the revolutionary CD-ROM wasn't actually as resilient as a lot of the marketing suggested, which, you know, is no surprise. We can only hope they all don't suddenly erode at the same time, dissolving into dust. They reached a peak of popularity in the 90s and 2000s, only to be replaced by DVDs which held even more space. Wow. Such is the nature of growing technology. Even though their longevity is questionable, the fact CD-ROMs are obsolete now and many of them are unused is a heartbreaking thought. Now, when it comes to games and software, you may refer to some as a fever dream, a vague memory, or some nightmare you had once. Scouring the internet, you can capture glimpses of games lost in time via fragmented videos, randomly placed images, or posts you stumble upon after scrolling for too long. I could present you with hundreds of examples and still miss out on your childhood favourite. I apologise if that happens, by the way. I promise I haven't done it on purpose. There are still a few games I am convinced I played, but can only recall with a pathetic slither of memory. For example, I remember a Storymaker software featuring a mouse character. No, not that mouse. You could create a scene, type up some sentences and print it out for your whole family and pet to see. I've searched for years and never been able to find it. Where is it? Where did it go? Did I imagine it? Am I going insane? We all have these thoughts at some point, when you start to question, was that memory real? Was that piece of media I experienced years ago real? Am I the only one who remembers? My memory hasn't failed me in absolutely all areas though. I remember the comical and festive Elf Bowling and Frogapult made by the same creators. They were both on a disc my dad had and I played them a lot, though now looking back they were certainly quite something. The elves screaming in this cartoonish way was pure entertainment, but I don't think I quite realised how disturbing these frog death animations were. Good times. On the lighter side, I adored creative games like Art Attack and Print Studios where you could proudly design cards for your whole family and pet to receive. I played excessive amounts of Roller Coaster Tycoon, as I've mentioned in videos before, and a lot of racing games. But also, there were some games and software that were more on the educational side. Educational and entertaining. This is the world of edutainment. Edutainment boomed in the 80s, reached a peak in the 90s, and is on that list of things that dwindled in popularity by the mid-2000s. Truth be told, I am not overflowing with memories of edutainment, but that doesn't mean I can't be weirdly obsessed with looking up stuff and making a video on it all. Being British, series like Putt Putt, Jumpstart, Clue Finders, Freddy Fish, Pyjama Sam simply eluded me. My equivalent was browsing in Carter for some reason, attempting to play Scrabble and anything we were told to use in lessons at school. Looking more into it, it seems like there was edutainment software made about absolutely everything. Math, check. Dinosaurs, check. Travelling the world, check. Power tools, check. I wouldn't recommend your child doing this though. Making a child drill a hole into a computer isn't quite the teaching method I would recommend, but that's just me. No matter what you liked or hated in school, whether you were good or bad at it, there was a game to enhance that experience. Sometimes you would feel like a genius by the end, or sometimes you'd get stuck for hours in endless thought on one single puzzle. Either way, your imagination as a child exaggerates these games, especially in regards to graphics. It was like being teleported to a new realm. It was a new way to experience the world, whether they were actually good educational games or not.
Hello, everyone!
No matter how much you took away from them, it's easy to feel nostalgic for the style, the sound design, and the atmosphere that came with playing them. Being a kid at that time, I remember being blown away by the most random things on the computer anyway, like the fish screensaver. Some of these educational PC titles I'm going to talk about guided a generation of children. However, some were clearly more loved than others, it's only natural. I personally think the ones that were made as primarily a video game with educational aspects sprinkled in succeeded more than the ones that were questions and drills coated with some sort of gameplay on top. I'm certainly no edutainment developer, and I'm certainly not a teacher either, but to me it seems important to make sure first and foremost, kids are not bored. Learning comes easier when it's fun and engaging. In a way, video games as a whole could be seen as somewhat educational. You know, they have puzzles, reading, they require thought and action, hand-eye coordination, all that good stuff. So if you ever need an excuse for why you're playing a video game, just say, don't worry, I'm enhancing the mind. One successful edutainment company to mention is the Learning Company, which was, in the end, taken over in a hostile manner. I'm not one to point fingers, but Softkey seems to be the blame. They even seem to be the blame of the dissolution of the edutainment industry in general, and were accused of not having any desire to help children learn. And Softkey were also acquired by Mattel for one of the worst deals of all time, apparently. But I digress. During the Learning Company's run, they made the Reader Rabbit series, which then resulted in the spiritual successor, Clue Finders. They also published games featuring many popular characters like from SpongeBob and Sesame Street. The first Reader Rabbit was from 1984, and by 1991 the series had received praise by effectively helping children to learn how to read. During the company's height, educators saw how powerful the medium was, especially for giving kids instant feedback. But unfortunately, by the mid-2000s, sales of educational software had plummeted. I did find an issue of cdrom today, specifically covering edutainment, but not so positively. It says, educational software may be turning your child into a mouse potato, a special investigative report. I don't know about you, but I like the term mouse potato. In the article they state, the main complaint is edutainment focuses too much on the entertainment and not the learning, i.e. putting so much glitz in there that the education gets lost. Kids who learn via the limited environment of the computer monitor are less likely to be creative than those taught in a classroom. I understand this perspective, but I think it's just another example of how balance and moderation is important. I can only really talk from my experience, but I didn't just use the computer to learn, both at home and at school. There was a mixture of physical crafting, writing, reading, books. The computer was something else alongside those activities. Altogether, it made for a really enlightening experience, I must say. This article isn't all negative, however. It does share 5 key features of effective software: sophistication, creativity, flexibility, critical thinking, and continuity. A good edutainment software should resemble a role-playing game, it says. Hold on, is there an edutainment D&D game out there? The article lists some games they recommend. Funnily enough, The Amazon Trail, The Animals, Bailey's Bookhouse, Dinosaur Adventure, Kid Picks, Grolier Multimedia Encyclopedia, Math Workshop, SimCity Enhanced, Way Things Work, and Wiggins in Storyland. Of course, I had to test one of these out for myself, and Bailey's Bookhouse it was. That was a shock, I was not expecting that. It's very enthusiastic. Hello! What on earth are you? I'm noticing so much, there's so much detail. Look at this worm. Hi.
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 I'm Bailey.
Hi.
Come play in my bookhouse.
What are you?
Let's make a friend.
Ugh. Why is it so hairy? Oh, I see, I'm making it.
Click the boxes to make a friend.
I mean, this is certainly something I need. I need a friend, please.
Curly.
That looks painful.
Big.
Big.
Hairy.
I mean,
Small.
the small's fine.
Purple. Red. Green.
I don't really have a preference
Blue.
for colour.
Big.
Those are horrific, I'm sorry.
Small.
That's also kind of horrific. That's
Curly.
even more horrific. I'm quite overwhelmed. Oh, what about the eyes?
Small.
Small's good. Ugh.
Bright.
It kind of looks like 2 tadpoles talking to each other or swimming around each other. I don't really know how I feel about this. I don't think any of the choices, especially, oh my goodness, oh no. I'm gonna leave. I'm backing away slowly. Although that Ferris wheel, I hesitate to say Ferris wheel because it's more like a wheel with lights. What am I doing? Hi. Oh,
B. Bees board buses.
very loudly.
Goats gobble gumdrops.
Where this... that kid's voice changed instantly.
Apes aim.
The ape looks like it's made of wood.
Worms wiggle.
Now that's true. That's something I can get behind. I'm so enlightened.
Roller skate.
That's also a good drawing. Can I click the giraffe? I can! Hi!
Find the letter L.
This one.
Lizards love lions.
I'm not sure they do.
I love you. Find the letter A.
No, I'm fine, thank you. I'm gonna find something else to do. Can I go over here? Please,
It's
please
a
let me go.
three-letter carnival.
It is a carno. This looks more like a farm. Question mark. Why are they all side-eyeing me? I don't like it.
Anything on
Chicken?
hen.
Oh, hen. Of
H,
course it's 3 letters.
E,
Cow, bird. Is this bird?
J.
No, it's... Of course it's J.
Y,
Is this also like cub or something and not bear?
cub. C.
I'm a
U.
genius. So what would it be? Is this more like a guessing game? What would this be? What are you? Looks like a Yule log.
Sod.
Sod?
S. O. D.
Is that the word? It's not how I know the word. Okay, I'm learning. Is this... That's a dog. What was a cow? A really weird cow. Oh, carnival!
The rhyming coaster.
Wow!
Fill all the
Oh,
cars and watch
That
them
came in
go.
at speed. Well, the cup's
Way to go.
about to have the ride of its life.
Cup.
Or it's being taken hostage.
Cup. Pop,
Hi.
Cup. Cup.
Excuse me, why was that so creepy? I wasn't expecting it to go so fast. What? Oh no.
Cub. Tub. Sub. 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 Rat.
Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Oh yeah, I can speedrun it.
Cat. Hat. Bat. Cat. Rat. Hat. Bat. Cat. Rat. Hat. Bat. Cat. Rat. Hat. Bat. Cat.
I can imagine there being like 20 words. What else is there? Books? Can I get read? Can I read?
Make a story.
I like making stories. This looks like a dream I had once, I'm not kidding. Fridge. Please? I really like how outside here is drawn. I don't know why, it's very pleasant. This duck?
Dorothy.
Oh, it's Dorothy.
Dorothy likes to ride.
The sun. The spaceship has the, like, that particular emote. What is this, a canoe?
In a canoe.
On land. There's no water there.
Dorothy likes to ride in a canoe.
Goodness knows why. Travelled to the
The city.
city. Yay!
When Dorothy got there,
Why is she floating? Okay, I just have to accept the fact that this story is not particularly within the bounds of reality. She what? What is this?
flew a kite.
That's a kite? I love her outfit, by the way. I would wear that. I'm going to cosplay as Dorothy. The end. Wow. Do you like it? Your shoelaces are untied, by the way. Have a happy day. Oh, there's no
Have a
subscribe to my
happy
YouTube
day.
channel button. And you say I never give you anything. Here's a silly bug for all of you. Oh my goodness, that one's horrific. I like, where is it? This one. Wait, can I? Oh, I can mix it up a bit. This one looks like blueberries. Subscribe. Oh,
E-R.
it's too long to look
Yes.
nice. Cool. It's time to print it.
Bug.
Okay,
Bug.
is that everything you can do? What out here? What am I doing? Wait, is this switching who does what? Amazing. Can you please go under and never come out again?
I'm under the doghouse.
And there you shall stay. Is this telling the time actually? I haven't told the time yet. Raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. I also haven't heard that for a long time.
She will have music wherever she
Cry.
bells on her toes. She will have music wherever she cry.
No rhyme
Oh
this time.
no.
Rub-a-dub-dub. 3 kids in a
In a cell.
what rhymes with dub?
Why is that an option? I would say it's... Okay. I'm gonna stop. That was very enlightening. I feel like... I don't even know. So as you can see, I came out of that experience highly educated with double the IQ points. PC Gamer issue 16 from 1995 also has a brief article on educational software highlighting 3 games. It says, good educational software does one thing really well. It creates an absorbing environment that either masks or enhances the educational content. Software that strikes the perfect balance between entertainment and teaching. See, it was absolutely possible. One software they showcase is Elroy Goes Bugzerk, and it's unlike a lot of the other titles I've seen. The same developer also made the Gigglebone Gang series, and I have this hunch they had a lot of fun experimenting. In the article they also talk about The Lost Mind of Dr. Brain, praising its graphics, animation, story, but mostly the puzzles, and they also praise Widget Workshop for the way it teaches problem solving via trial and error and how to learn from mistakes. Electronic Games Magazine issue 3 from 1994, in contrast, has a rather big section on educational software. It explains how the company Broderbund, who were behind Carmen Sandiego, Kid Pix and Living Books, proved that edutainment could be profitable, with Carmen Sandiego still being the #1 product at the time. Most learning is by painful, boring rote, it says. The computer relieves that tedium with diversionary techniques, but may never be as popular as Mortal Kombat. Understandable. Educational software sales are the growth sector of computing this year. So basically, it was the edutainment revolution, or CD revolution. Fast forward 30 years later, in hindsight we know that it wasn't a revolution for too long, but it certainly had a huge impact on how computers were seen and used as a whole. We know they started to become the standard for use in schools and at home. We know gaming developed at a ridiculous rate and educational software was to peak for only a short while, but to come from it were the series Freddy Fish, Putt Putt and Pyjama Sam, which I mentioned earlier and are still some of the most popular edutainment titles to date. Thankfully, you can access a lot of Humongous Entertainment's games on Steam, all Freddy Fish, all Pyjama Sam, Spy Fox and Big Thinkers. I can see all of you now dropping this video to open up Steam to take a look for yourselves. I don't blame you. It's great to see most of them with a blue, positive thumbs up. Someone on Steam even said Pyjama Sam is better than God of War Ragnarok. Trust in their reviews! These series are praised for their enjoyment as point-and-click adventure games. You know, the animations, the interactivity, and naturally for some, the nostalgia. Humongous Entertainment won many awards and sold millions upon millions of copies. Having these games accessible in current day is a no-brainer, in my opinion. They stand the test of time. There's absolutely no reason why kids wouldn't enjoy these now. Learning to navigate a computer seems just as important as learning to use a paper and pen in the modern world. Originally, Putt Putt had this pixel art style, but then changed to hand-drawn for the 3rd game, which I must admit is extremely charming. I do love me some hand-drawn animation in the point-and-click genre. And that takes me to style in general. I really like the range of art style these games had, whether it was 2D or 3D. But a lot of these programs have charming and cute designs and fun colour palettes, and I especially adore any early 3D experiments and this particular 90s art style reminiscent of something like MS Paint. Bright, happy colours are engaging and stimulate the mind, hence why you don't get many edutainment games looking like Dark Souls.
Oven. Dog. Not that one.
I was also searching through the Tip of My Joystick subreddit, as it's actually a great place to find obscurities. One I found is called Max and the Secret Formula. Wait, secret formula? Plankton, is that you? It has lovely painted characters and backgrounds. There's a bunch of little details that are super lovely simply because it is hand-drawn, like these little faces on the eggs. You can also select between French, German or English on the fly. I know I would have clicked on each for intrigue. These scenes radiate comfort, even if everything is staring at you all the time. The same dev, Tavola, published Physicus, Chemicus and Bioscopia, and they also localised Masters of the Elements, a Dutch game. It has a unique atmosphere for this kind of genre. It's full of early 3D renders that are kind of uncanny and it's almost too quiet. There's a feeling of loneliness clicking around. What a vibe. The control scheme is interesting too, since you have to resemble doing specific actions with the mouse, such as flipping a page of a book or throwing something into the air. A hidden gem, this one perhaps. Next, I stumbled upon Cartouche, which actually kinda gives me deja vu. Whether I used this software or not, it's the exact kind of thing I miss from school. Having instant access to a plethora of images to add to your story on the screen in front of you, it was simply joyous. Imagination Express as well, in a similar way, inspired kids to make on-screen stories. The series included Destination Ocean, Pyramids, Rainforest, Neighbourhood and Time Trip USA. Whatever that means. You may have played Barbie Storymaker or Storybook Weaver. You really can't underestimate an effective narrator. It's comforting, like a family member reading you a bedtime story.
Happily with all of his friends.
Reading is particularly important for a young child's brain, and there was nothing better than following along a story with your favourite characters, which is why I think Disney had so many of them. Winnie the Pooh, Toy Story, 101 Dalmatians, Mulan, The Lion King, Mickey Mouse, etc. Another software I stumbled upon in the subreddit is Bumps. How do you even say this? Bumps? Science Carnival, by Theatrix Interactive, originally known as Berkeley Learning Technologies, known for making Bailey's Bookhouse. That rings a bell. Theatrix also made Hollywood, the game, not the place, Snoot's Math Trek and Juilliard Music Adventure. The Bumps Science Carnival cover shouts out this line: "Brings out the scientific thinker in kids, observe, investigate, experiment." The taglines always make these games sound so exciting. I could have probably done with this game as a kid. I also found DK Learning Ladder with some glorious 3D. Just take this in for a moment. Childhood. At least in my case. Whenever I get back into learning Blender, I may use this for inspiration because look at these frogs. Although this pencil is insane, whatever its body is doing looks painful. This is Woody the skateboarding pencil. Apparently, even though I see no skateboard in sight. Maybe I'm missing something. In any case, DK Multimedia, i.e. Dorling Kindersley, are behind many educational titles, the Eyewitness series being a big one. I used a clip of the dinosaur one earlier. And when I searched the DK.com website on Internet Archive, by 2004 it seems the range of CD-ROMs was being published by GSP, Global Software Publishing. So I clicked. Welcome to GSP. GSP is one of the UK's leading software publishers with a range of over 300 educational and lifestyle CD-ROMs. Good to know. There's a lot to find here, and what caught my eye was a bunch of BBC titles. Balamory, Bill and Ben, Bob the Builder, Can You Fix It? Yes, we can certainly hope. Engie Benji, Fimbles, Little Robots, Robot Wars, Rubber-Dubbers, and Tweenies. And I'm not kidding when I say all of these. All of them are my childhood. So that was the best tangent ever. Going back to Reddit, there were the ones I stumbled upon that were hard to find any information on, like Learning Voyage, Sand Trapped, and Piggy in Numberland. In this one, the pig has a long pointy arm. It's like Poppy Playtime all of a sudden. Also, this British series, Learning Land, it seems there were loads of these things. Genuinely, there's a set of 58 on eBay. Crazy. Especially as only a handful have gameplay available to see on YouTube. It just proves how many of these games there were and how many have kind of just disappeared. For the most part, they are a distant memory, but I love seeing people come together online in comment sections. People that have had sudden flashbacks to something they played many moons ago, and in the scramble of hope they search online to try and prove it wasn't all just a made-up memory in their minds, and that's how everyone ends up in these comment sections together. The Ultimate Haunted House has a lot of people in the comments describing their experience as being terrifying, unsettling, freaky, and more. It's great to see commenters bonding over their flashbacks, but also their nightmares.
Please win this game. I'm at the end of my rope.
Anyway, I can only share so many, but it's finally time to delve deeper into Art Attack, one I am much more familiar with. Based on the series Art Attack, of course, although I'm fairly convinced this talking head traumatised a generation. I remember as a kid always feeling challenged to make my own art and stories both inside and outside of these programs. I would always pick creativity over maths or science. Please don't give me a math question to solve, I will literally want to throw myself off the face of the earth. Art Attack was more my speed. This software is no doubt the one I sunk the most hours into, and it expanded my imagination. Like, you could make star shoes walk all over the canvas. You had to use glue to paste glitter down, otherwise it would fall off your picture. That's a level of realism right there. You could fold the paper and absolutely mess up your drawing by accident, like I did here. Oops. So many of these kinds of games encouraged you to be creative, to write, make pictures, make stories, print them out and show your family and pets. Somewhere along the line, a lot of us feel like we should grow out of doing this, but I say let's make Art Attack a bestseller on Steam. Or maybe you have more experience with the Crayola art games instead. I have a weird sense of deja vu with this fish colouring page, so maybe I played this demo, I'm not really sure. Having weird sound effects whenever you click on something is so ingenious. It adds so much more fun and gave more incentive for you to click, because who doesn't want to hear silly sounds? Crayola had many titles you could create with, including an amazing art adventure, a magic wardrobe, and paint and play pony. Colouring is fun and therapeutic, you know? Kid Pix is yet another example, with again many wacky sound effects. It's just the way it had to be. I even found this software called the Amazing Writing Machine, which is really cool. You can select essay, letter, story, poem or journal, and you have the options to write, draw and use stickers. I think this is the perfect use of the phrase, they just don't make stuff like this anymore. I would also use that phrase when talking about I Spy. The I Spy books and games are notorious for having a distinct imaginative style. I am reminded of the feeling of turning a toy box upside down and trying to find your toy amidst all the chaos. The photos in the books are meticulously set up and, I don't know, there's a certain feeling you can't quite put your finger on, perhaps a hint of uncanny comfort and intrigue. The pictures are full of life, busy, full of objects, brandished with exciting colours, yet everything is silent, still, and creates a sense of loneliness. Each I Spy game equalled a different experience. Spooky Mansion, Fantasy, Treasure Hunt and Funhouse. I personally really like the vibes of the Funhouse. It's fun. I Spy Spooky Mansion is full of comments about the high levels of nostalgia and being terrified by the game. Each scene is wonderfully immersive and radiates this calm focus. I think it's such a staple in that hidden object genre, and I wish there were more like it, but it being so unique is also what makes it special. There's this sense of wonder that comes with exploration. I still feel this when playing games now, but it doesn't quite reach the same level of excitement as a kid when you clicked around toward all the areas and selected objects to see if one did anything particularly exhilarating, like when Barbie suddenly pops up in Barbie and Her Magical House.
That was fun.
Like seriously, why did they essentially make this a jump scare? This game made me laugh more than others simply because of the nature of the dialogue. Listen to this conversation, if you could even call it a conversation between Barbie and Ken. It's one of the most awkward conversations I have ever heard.
Hi Barbie, how you doing?
Hi, Ken.
Did you finish your project for art class?
Yes, I finished it and I really like the way it looks. I should really give Midge a call. I haven't talked to her all week.
I saw her in the mall yesterday and she said she'd give you a call today.
Clicking around Barbie's house, however, I can see how someone could have made a very specific, special memory, like witnessing the possessed soap, completing the funky dog puzzle, or joining Barbie and being extremely proud of her car and horse. I would be too, Barbie. I would be too. I saw this comment about the game say, "My memory wildly improved these graphics. I almost didn't recognise this as the game I was looking for," such as I was saying earlier about the wonders of our childhood imagination. Another house exploration type game I found was My Favourite Monster. Here you explore a spooky haunted monster house and click on all the spooky items, not quite so different to Barbie's home with the possessed toiletries.
Hi, my name is Mookie, and I'm a monster. You're
That much
invited
was
to
clear.
explore-
As fun as that was, I really would not want that wallpaper in my house. Let's go into the kitchen! My toast!
Going up. On the second floor,
Going
you will
up.
find a Mickey room.
Now we're just staring at each other awkwardly. Are you afraid of the dark? Tell me. Tell me now.
Maybe some monsters are, but I've got a night light.
What if you didn't have a nightlight? Every time I turn a corner I don't know what's going to happen next. It's very thrilling. So this wind-up spider's horrific. Ah, it's weird how these games, even though I didn't play this specific one, it's weird how as a kid every single thing is just so exciting and cool and or weird, or you just feel so much emotion by everything that happens. It's very dark carpet. Oh my god. Oh my god, he doesn't have one eye. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. No, not the candles! Not the candles! Let me leave, please! I don't want to be in here with the one-eyed thing. Oh, he's gone. Okay, go, go, go. Both Barbie's Magical House and My Favourite Monster were made by Cute Interactive, which changed to Funny Bone Interactive after 1995. They also made some Fisher-Price and Jumpstart games. Fisher-Price Toyland, for example, which again proves the likelihood of seeing a highly saturated colour palette in the world of edutainment. Opening up this one, I went straight to the art corner and tried to write out my channel name so all the characters here in Toyland knew who to subscribe to when they went home for the day. I played Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to calm my nerves, and I also attempted to bake some cookies, purposefully adding in too much flour to see what would happen, and nothing much happened. They still came out perfect. I also love how he says all of the ingredients normally, apart from the butter. Sorry, I mean the bibbidi-bop-bop, the butter.
Bippity-bop-bop, the butter!
Jokes aside, there's a whole list of Fisher-Price adventures to be had. Lastly, something I was reminded of whilst making this video was how these games typically ask for your name at the beginning. I've never been asked to type my name so many times.
Type in your name, okay?
Type in your name, and we'll be on our way.
Type in your name and press the enter key.
I don't know your name. Could you type it in for me, please?
Please type your name, then click OK.
Please type in your name and press enter so I can get back to my cooking.
Edutainment addresses you directly for obvious reasons, explaining the rules, what to do, where to go, asking questions. It's meant to be engaging and easy to follow, but it's strange when you usually only play non-educational games. They make you feel guilty for not ever returning to play again. A character can encourage you, praise you, and let you down gently if you make a grave mistake. Don't get discouraged. Continue. Never give up. Continue creating and learning and experimenting. That's the motto, you know? Which brings me to the end. Did you learn anything? I certainly did. Proof the edutainment is educational after all. If you experienced edutainment software growing up, let me know what your favourite was, or if there are ones on the tip of your tongue that you can't really remember. I don't know, let me know your favourite subject. Were you more into creative stuff like yours truly, or did you like learning maths and science? Did you even have a computer in the first place? I know this video was aimed at specific generations of people. Either way, I think CD-ROMs deserve respect and should be remembered alongside a lot of other obsolete mediums and media. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, wanna see my tattoo?
Your mother must be so proud.